Every 12 years, tens of millions of people gather at the banks of sacred rivers in India, creating the single largest human gathering on Earth. This devotion is an incredibly old practice. Records and photographs stretching back generations show these exact banks packed with pilgrims, drawn by a compulsion that predates modern history. What unites these billions of people is a shared belief in a single ancient event, a moment when the universe's ultimate power was completely lost and then desperately recovered from the depths of the cosmic ocean. These immense gatherings serve as a physical bridge to that history, repeating an ancient cycle of loss and recovery that is believed to sustain the world today. The disruption of that order began with a single act of ego. Sage Durvasa, a fearsome ascetic embodying the pure wrath of Lord Shiva, offered a highly sacred, blessing-infused garland to Indra, king of the celestial deities. Intoxicated by his own supreme status, Indra carelessly draped the sacred offering over his mount, the great elephant Airavata. The animal tossed it to the ground, crushing the divine gift underfoot. Enraged by the blatant disrespect, Durvasa cursed the king. Instantly, the Devas were stripped of their wealth, their celestial power, and their universal radiance. Sensing their sudden vulnerability, the Asuras, a powerful demonic faction led by King Bali, launched a massive invasion. They conquered the celestial realm, plunging the universe into chaos and trapping the Amrit, the nectar of immortality, deep within the ocean. Indra's lack of respect eliminated the Devas' power overnight. To survive, they were forced into a terrible compromise: form a direct alliance with their absolute worst enemies to dredge the ocean. This animated diagram illustrates the massive geopolitical and engineering effort of the Samudra Manthan. Before the ocean yielded any treasures, the extreme friction produced a catastrophic byproduct, Halahal. It was a lethal, universe-destroying poison that rapidly expanded outward, threatening to dissolve everything. Faced with total annihilation, the Devas and Asuras halted their work and pleaded for divine intervention. Lord Shiva stepped forward and voluntarily drank the toxic substance himself to shield creation. To stop the lethal toxin from reaching his stomach and destroying him from the inside, his wife, the goddess Parvati, firmly gripped his neck. The poison remained permanently suspended there, burning his throat blue and earning him the title Neelkanth. Relieved, steady pace. With the crisis contained, the churning resumed. The ocean released a series of extraordinary cosmic treasures, culminating in the celestial physician Dhanvantari emerging with the vessel of Amrit. But the moment the nectar appeared, the Asuras violently seized it. While the two sides fought over immortality, Shiva's sacrifice remained the true pivotal act of the event. He demonstrated that preserving life often requires a leader to absorb the toxicity of a system so the rest can survive. With the Amrit firmly in demonic hands and the fragile truce shattered, the Devas knew that raw combat would only result in their slaughter. Instead, Lord Vishnu executed a brilliant strategic countermove. He manifested as Mohini, an exquisitely beautiful enchantress who completely hypnotized the Asuras, convincing them to voluntarily hand over the nectar for her to distribute. Only one demon, a sharp-witted Asura named Rahu, saw through the hypnotic distraction. He disguised himself as a Deva and managed to drink a drop of the nectar before Vishnu swiftly decapitated him with his disc. Because the nectar had already touched his throat, Rahu did not die. His severed head and headless body were immortalized, cast into the heavens where they remain permanently fixed in Hindu astrology as the shadow planets Rahu and Ketu. The Devas reclaimed their cosmic authority because divine intellect outmaneuvered brute force. Yet Rahu's survival serves as a reminder that a fragment of chaos must always persist alongside order. During the frantic celestial struggle to protect the Amrit, drops of the nectar spilled down to Earth, landing in 4 specific locations. Today, those exact sites host the Kumbh Mela, where millions still gather to bathe in waters touched by that legacy.
Similarly, during the monsoon month of Shravan, millions of dotes undertake the Kanwar Yatra. They carry holy water over vast distances to pour over Shiva shrines, an act of devotion intended to symbolically offer cooling relief to the deity's poison-burned throat. These massive, living traditions serve as a recurring lesson. The life-giving nectar and the world-ending poison will forever exist side by side. The story suggests that the same friction required to churn an ocean is required for any significant growth. Just as the Devas had to rely on their rivals and Shiva had to absorb the world's toxins, the myth reflects a process of confronting the darkest parts of a conflict to uncover its most valuable potential.
Welcome to the Myth Story channel. Like, comment, and share, and be sure to subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications for more.